Well, good morning. Here I am at my friend's house in Arkansas, and I had a interesting trip. One of the things I just want to add before I even give you the title of the video is, did you know that Arkansas has the highest sales tax rate in the United States? I don't believe there's anybody else that has over 10%, and they're 10 and three quarters to 11.5% sales tax. I mean, I think it's ridiculous. But anyway, we have some things planned for today and, of course, tomorrow. And then I'll be leaving on Monday to head back to Florida. Uh, but the title for the video today is Love Your Enemies, What It Does Not Mean. Even when I wrote the blurb for the previous video, I recognized my challenge. How do I, in fact, how does anyone recognize the difference between one's essence and their actions? Is it possible to love the essence of being present in everyone and everything, and still not love that which is born of ignorant choices? We don't remember, at least not most humans. We forgot who we really are, felt abandoned, separated from our Creator, and struggled to make the best of a bad situation. We created that which was born of fear, since that was our reality that flowed from the amnesia. The best I can do at this point is to differentiate, choosing to consciously uh, choosing to consciously choose to acknowledge the essence of life in all, while doing my best to expose the inconsistencies born of our forgetfulness. Hopefully, that is what I will be able to do. I'm not sure how I can make it work for the higher good other than to keep praying for the highest will, restoration, will be accomplished on earth as I hope it is in heaven. Here's Ron's PayPal link. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, as I said, we have many things planned for today, but my video from yesterday, we watched that together last night when I posted it, and you know, yes, it's important to love, and love is going to be that which turns all of our miscreations around. I'm convinced that without loving, we're not going to ever break out of the prison that we create through fear. Uh, we imprison ourselves and we imprison each other because we simply don't remember that we are all coming from the same source, and that source is Creator, God, whatever you want to call it. These are the words are not the important thing. The important thing is that we remember that we all come out of the same soil, if you will, the same soil of creation. And if we don't remember that, if we continue to allow the differences that we see and the experiences that we go through, if we continue to allow them to dictate our reactions, and that's what they are, they're reactions to life, we're not going to transform the world that we live in into a world that works for all people and all beings. We will never create peace on earth as long as we continue in the realm of ignorance and again not remembering. And so I'm inviting you today, and I'm inviting myself today to take some time and just focus on recognizing the reality that what we have created has been done because we didn't know any better. And we didn't know any better because whoever made this creation allowed us to have the memory wiped clean most of the time, so that when we're born as little children, born as babies, and then become little children, we forget. We forget the connection. We forget the commonality. We forget, and we become individualized. And that individualization works against us initially. That ego separation complex works against us to disempower us. And then because we feel disempowered, we go in the opposite direction of trying to empower ourselves against that which we don't understand either. We don't understand that that's part of us too. We don't understand that the person who is uh, on the other side of the mirror, and I'm using them as being, when we look at somebody, they're a mirror of us, but we don't recognize that. We see them as different. And so these differences create all of the conflict. And somehow I have to get beyond that. Somehow we all have to get beyond that and recognize that all of these divisions, all of these things that keep us isolated, are the very things that we need to become conscious of. And becoming conscious is not about adopting some religious perspective or something like that. It's simply about recognition of our own being in life and recognizing how everything works together and everything manifests in relation to everything else. It's all about relationships. We are not alone. We've never been alone. We we need to understand that. I know I have felt so isolated and so alone so many times in my life. Most of my life, that's how I have felt. I have felt abandoned by that which created me and didn't know how to handle it. And sometimes I still don't know how to handle it. But I need to grow up. We all need to grow up. And I'm encouraging you to do that. There are no enemies. There are only friends who forgot the connection, who forgot how to love, who forgot what they are. We forgot who we are. And we need to remember, folks. We need to remember. It's not about building walls. It's not about separation. It's about unification. It's about unity. I want you to take this to heart and really pray on it and think about it. And however you do it, meditate, whatever your methods are, utilize those methods to help make your life and ultimately the world better for all of creation. We can do it, folks. We can do it if we acknowledge the reality that we're confused, if we acknowledge the reality that we forgot, if we acknowledge the reality that things are not what they appear to be, we can rise above and transform that which we experience as life. Thank you once again for listening and for considering some of the challenging things that I'm saying, which challenge me just as much as they may challenge you. Let's rise above and let's put on a new attitude by adopting a new perspective of who we are. Thank you for listening. Namaste.